Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to solve today's Leetcode problem. Today's Leetcode problem is 169 majority element. This is an easy level problem and I also feel same. So see, first of all, read the problem statement and after that we will see the approach. So we have given an array nums of size n. Return the majority element from the array, and majority element is defined as the element that appear more than n by 2 times. Okay, you may assume that majority element always exists in the array. Okay, so see, if I consider this example, in this example we have see the 3 appears 2 times and 2 appears 1 time. So majority element is appears greater than n by 2, that is here n is 3, so 3 by 2 that is 1. So majority element occurs 2 times, so we have to return the 3. If I consider this cases, in this cases the majority element is 2, so we have to return the 2 in the output. Okay, so the basic approach that came in our mind after seeing this problem is what if we count all the frequency of all the element using the unordered map. Okay, so what happens if we count the frequency of all the element, then 3 occurs 2 times and 2 occurs 1 time. Okay, now after that we iterate the this map and check whose frequency is greater than n by 2 and whose frequency is greater than n by 2, then return that element. So in these cases we have to return the 3. So the time complexity of this algorithm is n log n, because unordered maps takes log n times for inserting a element, so it takes n log n. So this is a basic approach of solving this problem, but how we can solve this problem in big O of n time complexity? So there is one algorithm whose name is Morse voting algorithm. See, Morse voting algorithm, this is an algorithm used for solving this problem in big O of n time complexity. So this algorithm says that see, what are the logic of this algorithm? See, since it is given that the majority elements occur n by 2. Okay, so suppose if we considered if we when we get the majority element, then increase the count. Okay, suppose in the initial condition, if I consider the majority element as the first element. Okay, so in this cases the majority, if I consider this example, so first consider the majority element is equal to 2. I assume this is a majority element, and also the count of that element is equal to 1. So whenever this element, after traversing this array, whenever this element seen after, then increase the count plus plus, so this become 2. And whenever the other element appear other than the majority element, then decrease the count plus plus, so count is equal to 1. Again if I traverse this thing, though, show the count is equal to 0. Okay, so what happens if this is our array, then in this cases neither 2 is majority nor 1 is majority, because both element occurs same number of time. So if I consider this element, so what happens whenever the count is equal to 0, then we are going to change our majority element. So now majority element is 1 and count is also 1. So if I considered this section of the array, that is, say, if I consider this section of the array, and then in this section the majority element is 1, because majority element has frequency greater than n by 2. Okay, and if I start iterating, then again occurs 2. So we have assumed that 1 is the majority element, but if the majority element is not equal to nums of 5, then we have to decrease the count. So now count is equal to 0. So if I consider this section of the array, then in this section neither 1 is majority nor 2 is majority, because both occur equal number of time. So in these cases, whenever the count is equal to 0 and move forward, then we have to change the majority element if the majority element is not equal to the element that appear at current position. So whenever the count is equal to 0, then we are changing the majority element. No majority element is equal to 2 and count is equal to 0. So whatever the element store in the majority element, we have returned that element. So in these cases we have to return the true. This algorithm is true because it is given that majority element occur n by 2. So whenever there is whenever we get the majority element, then increase the count plus plus, and whenever we see other element other than majority element, then in that cases we have to return the count. So finally what happens, this count is greater than 1 because it is given that majority element greater than n by 2. So in this way, we are going to solve this problem using the Morse voting algorithm. It takes big O of n time complexity because it only traverses the array one time, and it doesn't take any space because there are no any use of map or anything else. So what happens, first we consider the element, majority element is 0, and also the count of that majority element is equal to 0. So we start iterating the nums array using the for each loop. Okay, so see, whenever the count is equal to 0, it means that whenever we hit the count is equal to 0, then we are going to change the majority element. Because if I consider this section of array, then in this section we get the count is equal to 0. Okay, so if I move forward, then whatever the element we hit, then that is the majority element. So we have to change the majority element as a new element. And if the element is equal to, that is majority element is equal to the current element, if majority element is equal to current element, then increase the counter plus plus, and else we have to decrease the counter variable. And at last, whatever the element stored in the majority element, we have to return that element. Okay, so this is our problem statement, and if you try to submit this code, then you will get the correct result. So thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video.